Hey, so haven't done a video in a while, so just thought I'd do a bit of an unboxing video, show some of the fuel system parts I got for the car. Most of you guys know I've been having problems fueling the D1X Pro Charger on my car, so I decided to solve that issue with an upgraded fuel system. And shopped around to a bunch of different places, looked at a bunch of different setups and stuff, and then finally decided on a setup, and it should be more than big enough to handle my future goals, which are to eventually go to a V8 setup, probably a 572 Chevy or a big block Ford. So the car will be, pushing some 4-digit numbers later, but for now we're gonna hang with the V6 and play with the Pro Charger for most of this season, and then do that compound boost setup with a turbo kit and the Pro Charger feeding the turbo. So here it is. This is a fuel system I picked up for a return style system, and I got the fuel pressure gauge from Deatschwerks, and then I got this fuel pressure regulator, boost referenced. It's 62000 FRB part number. Comes with the always required stickers, which is good for the toolbox. Yeah, pretty nice little unit. This fuel regulator will manage enough fuel for 2000 horsepower. So it's got a single N 8N outlet and dual 10N inlet on this system, which is pretty nice, and it's boost referenced as well. It has a larger diaphragm too. It's got what size does it say? It's 49 millimeter diaphragm in this little puppy here. So it also comes with screws and a bracket assembly to mount with the firewall. Well, at least that's where I'm going to put it, and an adapter. Looks like a blanking plate, actually. A blanking plate for one of the feed lines, I guess, or outlet ports, 10N. So there's that part, and then I got this big box here. So I decided to go with a surge tank setup on the car, and I just thought that was the best setup for me and for what I want to do to the car eventually. So I went with a big one, and so this setup will handle up to 2000 horsepower of fuel. As well, that's what it's advertised at anyway, so we'll see. But anyways, so this is one of the fuel pumps that I got with it, and it's a triple pump setup. And I'm going to put it where the battery goes in the car under the hood, so I don't have to build a firewall into behind the driver's compartment. Anyways, this is so I went with the Deatschwerks 400 pumps, and for all of them, and this comes with, I don't know if this is normal. Actually, this looks a little bit different than the one I got for in tank. So this one comes with bigger hoses on it, I guess, for the to go into the hat, and but the connector and the filter media looks pretty much the same. I don't know, maybe that's just a new setup, but the one I got had a plastic looking thing that came with it, so it's maybe a little bit different than the one I got. So there's that. So with that, another one and another one. So 3 of them. So if I run out of fuel, I'm not buying any more fuel shit. It's way too much already. Anyway, so this thing here, it comes pretty packaged. Packaged pretty well. And let's grab this out of here. There it is. So it's stage surge tank 5.5. So it's 5.5 liters of capacity. I don't know if that's including the pumps or the hat setup or not. I do know it's a 2-stage setup. So the first stage will run off of one pump, and so how these systems work is well, at least how I'm going to use it, is that the pump that's in the tank already, in the stock tank, is going to feed this unit. It's going to fill the tank, and then these fuel pumps will pump into my fuel rails on the car. So at any rate, so on stage 1 is just normal. So the pump will pump from the stock tank in the car into this tank, and then one pump will pump into the fuel rails. So when I go to the track, and because street car, when I go to the track, I can flick a hob switch in the dash and turn on stage 2, which will activate the other 2 pumps. So what that'll allow me to do is run E85 or C85 and have more than enough fuel system to handle what I want to handle. So as you know, my car is just a V6, so it's not going to put out a bazillion horsepower, but later on when I put the V8 in it and go with a larger displacement, the car should be, I would say, 7's capable. The car's fully built, so we should be able to run 9s anyways with the current setup. So there's full suspension and all the good stuff, right? So why not play with a V6? Not many people do it. There's a handful of us out there, but maybe we're just off our rockers. Who knows? Anyways, these are I think these are 5mm Allen heads, so you pull these off to get at what's inside. I hope you guys can see this. I'm just doing this off my phone, so. It's pretty sweet though. The looks like it's anodized black, or maybe it's even powder coated, the tank itself. It's actually pretty cool. It's got these heavy brackets to mount it, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. I'm happy with it. The welds are nice, if you guys can see that. Pretty sharp unit. Yeah, I don't know how most of you guys do it, but I do all my own stuff on the car. I install everything myself. I've put my motor together myself and all that. And this is kind of like a fun thing for me to do. There's that tank there. But yeah, just something for me to chill out and relax. I don't really do much else other than work and play with the car, so I enjoy it. Okay, so there's this thing. So this is the hat, and this will hold the 3 pumps together, and then the feed lines, and then hooking them up to whatever stage you're hooking that particular pump up to. And then this stuff is a bunch of anodized fittings. So, oh, those look like they go into there, and you can use those to connect to the different, oh, these are different sizes. So I think these are for the smaller I think it's a 335 IL fuel pump. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I know there's a smaller fuel pump. There's another 200 series pump you can use with it as well, but I think we're using these bad boys here are bigger fittings, and these are the ones we'll be using on my car. Surprisingly, Cyclones take a lot of fuel, or that's what we find anyways, to keep healthy. So I believe that ring just goes like that, and then that would go right in here. This is not like going in there. Oh, there we go. We got it. Yeah, like that. And then those tubes in the kit would go from it to the pump itself. So, and then these are adapter fittings. These are supposed to be if you're using the smaller pumps. They're a little bit less diameter than the 400s. So you'd shove that in there, and then stick the pump in from the bottom to get it in place. But we're not going to need these either, so maybe find a use for them later. So these are blocking blanking fittings to allow you to run less fuel pumps. So you could run 2 or 1. If you fill both those plates up, you could run just a single pump if you like, but we're not going to be utilizing that either. So well, you got to pay for all that stuff if you don't want all of it, but hey, whatever. It's actually pretty reasonable. It was so just over $1,000, so not terrible for a serious fuel setup. I can handle some decent amount of power without starving itself. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm looking forward to getting it installed in the car, along with a new clutch setup, and hopefully we get some 9-second passes this year. So anyways, that's my unboxing video, and just thought I'd put that out there for you guys. All right, have a good week. Later.